you did me dirty. I didn't hear the music. Was it on?
Oh yeah, it was on.
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
hear it. Okay. Anyway, welcome everybody to episode 100 of For No Particular Reason. I am your host, Kerri with the Mostest Lewis, alongside of Yankov. And we have a beautiful and amazing special guest, Yue, to help us bring in this 100th episode talking about all the amazing things she does in her world, bringing joy, connection with spirit, and whatever else she wants to shoot the breeze about today. So, hi guys.
Hi. How are you?
Listen, I'm always blessed. I'm always having a good time. I just made Nana's birthday poster because we're doing karaoke next week. So, yeah, I'm living my best life. What about you two?
Hanging in there. With this
Hanging in there.
yeah, with the snow I'm snowed in. So
Oh, really?
yeah, where I live they haven't 100% plowed everything, but most of it has melted. It's just there's some areas and some streets that are still kind of like they're working on. So yeah.
Got you. But that's a good excuse to kick back, take time to do you, make the amazing content you've been making on Instagram. What's the Instagram that people can follow you at? If you're looking for some creative energy, this girl right here got it.
Hello, my beans. So my name is Yue Ryder. I am a cosplayer, content creator, and a designer for well over 13 years now. And you can literally find me anywhere with the name Yue Ryder right here in the corner. You type that in, it'll pop up, I promise. You can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and so forth.
I love it. And what about you, Yanko, my oftentimes silent co-host? What's popping in your world?
I was gonna say we're having the opposite of you guys for once. We're gonna have above freezing temperatures, and we got a little bit of fog today. But I'm so far looking for going and a walk in the park after I'm done with this to like kind of ground and feel, smell the trees, everything, and you know uh, get going. I'm excited.
Well, I actually really love that response. It's supposed to be 50 degrees here in Massachusetts today. So it is a great day to watch the snow melt, but also to connect with nature, which I think is a really restorative and supportive way to ground our energy when maybe we're not feeling our best. So I would be curious, Yue, what do you encourage your little beans? And you can share with the listening audience what that particular phrase means in a minute to do to kind of switch up their energy so that they can be joy filled and peaceful and experience life from a place of, I don't know, high vibrations, girlfriend.
That's such a good question, though, because I think every person's energy is different. So it's like you can't I always tell my beans like don't push yourselves, don't overthink the things that are going in your mind because then it's like you feel like it's a cloud. So what I like to do is my coping mechanisms are reading, walking, listening to music. One of them's behind me, but my dog.
I
And
love that.
yeah, even like the littlest of things, I like to make bracelets or randomly I'll just start singing or playing a video game, whatever it is that's like someone's therapy. I always encourage them to full throttle. Like if you feel like you're having a bad day or you feel like okay, some like work sucked, for example, it's okay because you're gonna have those bad days. And I always tell and remind my beans like it's you're gonna have a bad day, you're gonna have a good day. You need to make the best of it. No one else can except for you. That's all.
I love that. And, I would go on to add that it is a choice. So often people don't realize that their mindset, their perspective is a choice. And so often we've been conditioned through societal norms, all of the information we've been fed, that we have to stay stuck in this negative loop or narrative. And we don't, but we do owe it to ourselves if we don't feel great right? To make a choice that makes us feel better and give yourself permission, because so often we honestly, it's like, who am I to feel good? Who are you not to feel good? In fact, I want you to feel good because you're going to spread that positive energy to me, and I vibe with the positive energy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I feel like that's that, like you said, societal norms, like, I get it. Everyone grows up differently, but if there's one thing I noticed, especially like society as a whole, is we all have something in common, and it's, you know, what are we gonna do in this thing called life? And I think that's the one thing a lot of people tend to stump on is like they think too like forward into the future instead of in the moment. So,
Mm.
like, example, someone could think about a career or something like, I'm going to be a dentist, or I want to be a doctor, or maybe an artist. But then as they get older, they start to realize all these different things and then they're confused. And instead of allowing themselves to enjoy these things, they're kind of, it's like these expectations are placed on them, to some extent. But
Well,
that's
yeah,
okay.
people place expectations on themselves all the time. And when you have an expectation, you're bound to suffer, which is why Yanko and Yanko, please feel free to jump in because you and I have different perspectives to a degree, but we are huge about being in the present moment. And interestingly, I made up a song earlier today, which is a healed mind doesn't plan. We don't plan. A really grounded person in this moment goes with the flow because the flow will unfold everything that we seek to experience. But it does take practice and it takes awareness of our thoughts. And that's the work that I do with people is let's examine your thoughts, your belief systems. And are these belief systems and thoughts serving you? Are you feeling empowered? Are you feeling joy filled? Are you excited to experience your days? Or are you suffering? And if you're suffering, I'm not here to judge it, but might you consider giving yourself permission to make a different choice so you feel differently? Because that's where your superpower lies. You have the power to have any experience you want.
Oh, yeah, big time. And I feel like, when people tell me all the time, hey, live life to the fullest, I'm going to do that to my best advantage, of course. But it's going to be tricky. It's just trying to keep that mindset of like, you know what, I'm going to do this today. I woke up and today's going to be that day. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know it's going to be great.
Love that. What are your thoughts, Yanko?
I was just gonna say, there's only today. There's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
You just have to keep reminding yourself, like, what can I do different now to have this excitement and to keep it going, instead of just like, well, I don't like it and be all mopey and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Well, go ahead, Yue. What were you going to say?
Well, I agree with him because it's true. Like, I'll admit, I've had my days where I'll feel down about something so ridiculous. And then it's like, why am I dreading on this when I could have been outside playing with my nephew or like cooking with my mom or something? Sometimes I forget, like, I'm only a human and it's like, it's okay to allow these emotions to flow through me and also to let them go. So,
I love that is to allow and flow. Like we overthink everything. The greatest addiction, I believe, my personal belief, is that we overthink everything. And if I have some type of feeling, I'm going to feel it because what you resist persists anyway. So I'm going to feel it. And then I'm going to ask myself, what belief is driving the feeling, the energy that's coming up. And then usually I just release it. And that's flow right there because I'm witnessing it. There's no judgment. It's from curiosity. And then I keep it moving. And then I'll do something crazy. Earlier today, I was at the gym and I've been out of the gym for a good month. I've been doing a lot of stretching. And so when I was pushing weight, it was hard. And my instinct was, oh my God, like you're slacking. And so I felt shitty. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm going to feel shitty for a second. Where's that coming from? Expectation that I perform the same way I did a month ago. And when I let that go, not only was I able to lift heavier, but it felt better. And and that's flow and allowing people to experience, like people allowing themselves to experience all the things that to me is the greatest gift we give, because that's a human experience without judgment.
Hmm. I think that's the biggest thing too, is like nowadays, we're gonna evolve. At the end of the day, like one thing I learned is in time we evolve and it's okay. In some situations it's not, but in other situations it can be. Like some people are not used to the new things. Example, like technology. Technology is still relatively somewhat new. And even though not everybody understands it, we're still learning things till this day about technology. I mean, I just found out the other day that they made solar panel portable chargers, and I didn't even know this. Now I bought one and I feel great because now I don't have to go and look for an outlet or something because now the sun can produce energy for me on my phone. Yay!
I love that. But see, that's you being curious and willing to try new things. And
Mm.
again, this is where I'm super passionate, and I know Yanko, Yanko's a hypnotist, but he'll tell you firsthand, he won't work with somebody who's stuck in a belief system. Like if they're committed to that belief system, because you're not going to have a new experience. You can't. You lock your brain into what you expect. And so being curious is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself, because it opens up your mind to limitless experiences and possibilities. That's why I really believe in all scripture. When they say the last judgment, it's not somebody's coming down to pick you apart. It's the last time you judge, because once you're out of judgment, everything's limitless. You're open to everything. But I do want to circle back for the listening audience. I'm curious. So you mentioned your bean community, right? So talk to me about the bean community. I know a little bit about it because I happen to have a bean. I call my youngest daughter Beanies Beans. Um, but can you share with the listening audience what that is and how it came about?
So my beans. Wow. I gotta go back to like 2019, I'd want to say. Yeah, I think 2019 or 2018. So this was around the time when I started to, I'll say, branch out with my work more, at least online and at events. And randomly, I don't remember people's names that well because I'm terrible with names. So this thing came being at the top of my head because I'm from Boston and I grew up with Beantown, you know, Beantown, Boston. At least over here, those that know the term, they know the term.
Oh
And
yeah, it's like the woo in Worcester. If you're not
oh
from
yeah,
Worcester, you might be like, but that it's the woo.
it's the same thing from where I live over here. We just got those names. And I guess Bean stood out because it's close to home, which is Boston for me. And every time I say I'm from Massachusetts, everybody says, "Oh, you're from Boston." I'm like, yeah, sure. It makes it easier. But my beans, I just started calling them that because it's close to home. And also, I'm addicted to coffee. I love coffee and I always think of the little coffee beans. So I just saw like my followers or people who support me as these little coffee beans jumping around, making me giggle and smile. And I'm just like, y'all are so adorable. And then from there, it just kind of stuck because my beans, they started calling themselves beans. And then they started calling me a mama bean. And from there, it just took forward. And it's so
So your
beautiful.
beans is a community of individuals, correct?
Oh, 100% different individuals from different ages and different backgrounds. And I think that's the thing too, is like my bean community, we're that corner of the internet where it's like, it's always just positive. It's always so calm. Everybody's having a good giggle or a good laugh, or someone's creating something. And I love that I can give the opportunity for my beans to express themselves when they feel like they can't or they're not allowed to. So beans kind of just became what it was. It became like a family pretty much. It really became like this big, beautiful family that we all love and appreciate each other and we respect each other, which is awesome.
I love that. So how do you guys show up and support each other in your creative space? Because as you shared with the listening audience earlier, you're a content creator, you are a creator of fashion, all different things. So, how do you support maybe a young being, an individual who might have aspired to do cosplay or create fashion or whatever, sing a song? and
I
encourage
have
them to be able to do what feels right for them rather than what maybe society or their family has told them is appropriate.
I actually mentored beans starting 2022, 2021, and they were actually middle schoolers that randomly traveled 2, 3 hours from wherever they were all the way to my neck of the woods just so they could meet me. I never met like a, I guess a bean, like a true bean that followed my work before, and they were kids. Like I just see like a version of me when I was younger, like that determination, that motivation. They want to do it, and I'm just like, I want to help you. I just had that feeling of like I want to help you get where you want to because I know you can do it. You remind me of me, so let me help you. And I would take them to like if I had to host a panel at a convention, I'd let them host a panel with me. I would buy their tickets for them because they're not cheap. They're kids, whatever. So I just buy it for them and I would take them with me to the convention. We do panels and photo shoots. I teach them how to use a camera, how to pose and socialize with others. And these beings now they're in college. I still can't believe they're in college now. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, look at yous. I'm so proud of all of them. It just makes me so happy to see that they can still be who they are and not care too much about what else is going on. They're just focused on them and what they're doing. And I love that I could help them or I helped them get to where they wanted. I'm still, like I said, I can't believe they're already in college. This is crazy. I feel old.
Listen, my youngest, no, my youngest, my oldest daughter's turning 18 March 12th. And I'm like, wow, time flies. And I'm not somebody, I got to tell you, I'm not one of those people who ruminates in the past. I'm not like, oh my God. But I still think about it. I'm like, damn, 18 years went by in a blink. Now my
So,
queen's going to college in Boston. So I'm gonna
yeah.
send her out to UUA. She can become a bean and you can inspire her to keep chasing after what brings her joy.
Oh, I'll definitely keep a close eye on her and she'll have so much fun. I can bring her to Hot Pot. Oh, I already have plans.
I
All the
love
best
it.
spots.
I love it. So, Nana and I were talking yesterday about cosplayers. Obviously, that is his zone of genius. And one of his strengths, which is reaching out to individuals, regardless of how many followers they have, if he's connected to them to make sure that they're doing well. And what came to mind for me is it doesn't matter how many followers you have, whether it's 25 million or two, whether you're super affluent movie star or a famous singer or whatever, you're still human. And in that human experience, you experience both joy and sometimes hardship. So how do support yourself through growth and expansion, but also what would you encourage other people to consider in terms of I think so often we're afraid to reach out to somebody because it's like, oh, they're going to think I'm weird or whatever. But the reality is, we all need connection and want to be seen. It doesn't matter who you are.
Honestly, you're right because we're only human. It's like an animal, It's they're curious, but also they want to know like, is it okay to approach? Like, am I cautious? I try my best to like respect everyone's boundaries. Like the first time I'll meet someone, I'll say hello. I'll be shy, don't get me wrong. But I feel like that's just, you know, my reaction. I am a very realistically, I'm a quiet person. I am pretty to myself. I'm an introvert at heart, honestly. And whenever I feel like I'm talking to people, I do have those moments where I'm just like, do I sound stupid? Was that the right thing to say? I hope I didn't offend somebody. And then I think to myself, like, wait, they haven't even read or answered it yet. Why am I freaking out? So all the time I try my best to let people know, like, just be the best that you are. And I always say it and do gentle reminders that every being is unique in their own way. And I feel like as long as they can say that to themselves, like, I am unique, I think it'll help them a lot with understanding, not only are you unique, but you're seen. The way I see it is when you say you're unique, people see you for that. And that's like so strengthening sometimes because let me be honest and say it, it's a lonely world sometimes. And sometimes it's okay to talk it out. And even if I learned that I talk to random strangers, no one I never knew, but they just notice, yo, she's having a bad day. I'm gonna go check up on her. And I'll just vent to them. And I'm sitting here like, I'm actually having a great conversation with someone I don't know compared to somebody I do know. And I'm getting the advice and all these things that open my mind of like different things of like, yo, that's actually great advice. I didn't think on that. I would love for more people to feel confident with who they are and what they believe in, regardless of whatever it is, as long as there's just a comfortability of respect and there's boundaries that are set, of course. There is nothing wrong with having an honest conversation and feeling vulnerable a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it. It's okay to cry. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to be angry, but it's also okay to just say whatever. We're only human, right?
I'm
I
waiting
would
for
argue.
you to say something,
I
Yanko,
was gonna. I
because
was gonna say. I'm gonna argue that we're only human because we're a lot much more than that. I don't believe that we're just this meat suit. I really don't. And I really think that there is beings, not beings, but beings from other worlds and dimensions wanting to have
Yes.
a human experience and going around and watching us how we go about our days like we do watch video games and other things. And it's interesting to see, is he having a bad day, is he having a fun day, what's going on?
That's actually true. Funny enough, you reminded me of a game that I play called The Sims. And
Okay.
you're pretty much watching these people and taking care of them. So, you know what? I do agree with him on that. There are higher uh, entities and beings out there that are watching us. And even I think, like, I always give respect to them because I always wonder, like, what are you guys thinking up there? I
well,
would
you
love
know
to.
what? I want to interject because
Go ahead.
I I believe, I mean, I don't even believe I know. Like once you have an experience, but whatever. For semantics sake, I will say I believe we are light beings. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, which is why I'm a really big proponent of getting curious about yourself and what drives your behaviors, belief systems, and experiences. Because if you do that and you recognize your limitless power and you co create with creation, you can change your life in an instant. You can have a massively different experience, which is why for anybody out there who may be struggling, gratitude like really being grateful for what you have, and then training your reticular activating system, the GPS in your brain, to seek what it is you want rather than what you think you're deserving and stuff, it will find it. So there
Yeah.
are so many ways to tap into higher vibration. And that's the thing is, guys, we're light beings. So if you operate at a higher vibration, you connect with higher vibrations and things just it feels good, it feels right, it feels joy filled. But to UA's point, right? The reality is we have to honor who we are in any given moment, in any given experience. And most important, what you've said a couple times in the show that I want to highlight for your beings or the listening audience is curiosity. Like if you're open to new experiences, then you'll have one. If you hear Yanko say, oh, there's other entities watching us, or UA say, oh yeah, I believe that, and you have resistance to that, don't judge yourself. Just get curious. Why am I resisting that? What's coming up that's causing me to, disagree with that? And that is awareness. That opens up your consciousness to have new experiences. But if you tell yourself, oh, these people are cuckoo banana pants, you'll never be able, not currently, I mean, eventually we're all going home. So I hate to break it to you, at some point you will, but you're closing yourself off from having different experiences. One of the reasons I wanted to have you on this show, you way, is we talked about your father and the connection you had with him and how he really fostered you showing up and doing what feels right for you at all times. And yesterday we were talking and you were sharing something with me and you said, "Hey, I found this photograph with a message." And the reason I bring that up is, guys, we're all each other's miracles, and we will always experience what it is we need in that moment if we give ourselves permission. So, whether you're talking to a stranger and they're giving you the exact advice you need, or whether you show up on a show and you're just reminded, oh, damn, I am a light being, like I am limitless, I can do whatever, or you extending kindness to those teenagers, right? All of that is extensions of love to into the collective of love, and that will always come back to you and allow you to continue to grow and expand into whatever experience you want in this
Yeah.
lifetime.
Oh, big time. Yeah, my dad and I, so the best way I can like put it in short is we had this bond that was so unbreakable. My dad was like, for me in my eyes, he was like the knight. He was this very loyal and amazing soul that he had his hard times, but he somehow still was able to look at the bright side of things, you know? My dad was just my biggest inspiration, and sadly, may he rest in peace. I did lose him sadly to cancer, now going on 16 years, and I was so young that I couldn't understand it 100%, but I understood that my dad was in a place where he accepted it. He already knew he was gonna pass. He already knew like this disease is gonna eat at him, and no matter how many times you go through the treatments and stuff, it is life is the circle of life is always going to continue on. And I think the hardest thing for me, because I was 12 at the time, was accepting why was it him all this. Like it was one of those moments where I was in denial when he died. I didn't accept, I actually believed that he was alive still, like walking around on this earth somewhere. He was just going to like the gas station to get milk or something, or like go get his cigarettes like he used to. um
Oh, that's a running joke in my family. I'm like, oh, you coming back from getting milk?
Legit. Well, for me, in
Eh,
that case,
oh,
it
but
was
I'm
so funny.
curious. Do you still feel connected to your dad now? So it's 16 years later. Do you feel like there's this connection, or do you feel like you lost that connection with him?
I know that there was a connection when I was younger because I was so vulnerable. Like the one person I really needed the most wasn't there for me. And when I fell at my lowest, at the lows, like giving up in everything, giving up in school, giving up with my dreams, he was there for me. He would, I don't know what he would do, but he would do like some signs to me and kind of like nudged me, like, hey, kid, don't do that. Because as I got older, I will say, like, I celebrate his birthday every year. So every year, what I do is I just do like a cute little cupcake with a candle and his photo. And I feel like that's when I feel the connection the greatest is on his birthday because I still do it every year. And I always just love being able to share a moment with him. And I don't know if I still have that connection there, but I feel like maybe it is there, but he's probably just pushed away now because he's seen that I've grown. I'm an adult now. I am not the little girl. I'm not 12 years old. So I feel like part of him was kind of like, now it's time for her to, learn on her own, spread her wings. I was there when I could be there. I'll still be there to, knock on my head like, hey, kid, what are you doing? Don't be stupid. Because there are moments where I have that, like, I'll be down on myself and then I kind of just like, my depression gets to me badly. And then randomly, like the photo I found yesterday, I'll just get something like that. And I'm like, thanks, Dad. I really needed that. So I think there is a connection there, but I think it's when he wants it, not more like when I needed it now. I don't
Mm,
feel like I rely on it as much as before because I've also accepted, he's gone and I love him and miss him, but he blessed me with so many things. He blessed me with my career. He blessed me with my nephew. I didn't even know wouldn't even know if my brother would even have a kid. And he did. And then another thing he blessed me with was my dog. I didn't even think I would have a dog, honestly, my whole life. And these little signs I feel are from him because those are my dad. Like my dad was all about love and family, and just the littlest of things like writing notes or poems, even paintings. I love that I can share these moments and have them with me because I do have my days where like I don't know what to do sometimes. I won't ask my mom for advice because I feel like I'm bothering her, even though I'm not, but there's just those moments where I do feel like that.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Yanko? Because I can take over a whole show and talk myself. So
I can do the same thing. I strongly believe that people are not gone; they're just passing on in a different form, and they're always around. Um, and you might even have an experience when they can, give you a little thing, and the chicks or like hold you in the back and be like, "It's okay," like give you a
Oh
little,
yeah.
signs, that they're present, but just because they're not like physical, it doesn't mean they're gone forever. And I think every beginning has an end. So I, I, you know, I'm okay with that. Like I don't go with, hey, to be forever. But you know, so once you move on, you're not gone. You're still there. You still get the support of the beings you like to support and everything else. Kind of like the other beings.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I had many other things going through my mind, but I usually don't marinate
yeah,
a lot
that
on whatever comes in.
microphone's really weird.
Huh?
See?
Your microphone is like,
Oh no, I think it's you.
is it me?
Yeah. Now you do it.
I was
No,
I
it
can
still sounds. Can you hear it, UA?
I can hear both of you.
Oh,
I'm not
it's
sure.
me. Oh, the joys of technology. It's such a blast. No, anyway, okay. Well, okay, so I will just say it's because I really believe that we all have our own experiences, but this also goes back to, you know, what it is you need in any given moment. We are so fully supported and loved. And we will get a random photograph or a random nudge, a song will come on, whatever. And that, I believe, is spiritual sight. And I always encourage people because we're so focused on looking for explanations and stuff, but it doesn't, universe is limitless. So things are going to unfold in ways that we can't possibly imagine. And it's really allowing ourselves to take what we need from any experience for ourselves and use it for our greatest good. And it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else as long as it feels right for you. And that's the greatest gift of individuality. And what you said earlier, UA, is being unique is, I'm a numbers girl. If I see 22, I know my sister's with me. If I see 77, I know I'm on the right path. I have certain things that I have created for myself that feel true for me. It doesn't matter if it makes sense for anybody else, but I do inherently know that if we stay curious and open, we are fully supported, whole, healed, and complete, and we can experience whatever we want when we give ourselves permission to do so. It is our limiting beliefs, it is our habituated behaviors keep us from experiencing that.
Oh yeah.
I,
Big time.
I I know what I was gonna say. That reminded me of like Ramdas talking about his guru and how people that didn't even know his guru were able to connect through the book he wrote about in explaining and be able to connect with him in the other side and have the support they're looking for. So we're always connected. We're not separate from this. We're just putting the
Yeah.
limits ourselves.
That is so true. I do believe that we all are connected in some way. I don't know what way it could be, but it's a beautiful feeling, I feel. Like it's so weird to sometimes explain to some people. Like, I'm a lot of people know that I'm pretty spiritual, and they always ask me like, "Well, how do you feel? Like, how do you know if someone feels like what their energy is?" And I just look at them and I tell them, honestly, I don't know. It's just like it's there. It's like just surrounding them. And I just, for some reason, if someone's having like a bad moment or I notice somebody's kind of down, I will not hesitate and approach them and tell them, "Are you okay?" I know
Yep,
it's so
yeah,
random
yeah.
and weird. It's
I
so
know
insane.
it's weird. Yeah, I know.
Some
I
people get
experience
weirded
those.
out.
Yeah, from time
But
to time, I do have that kind of experiences too. Like if I feel somebody, I go in and now before I wasn't as much as a kind of like checking it, but now from time to time I need that validation where I go and I say, "Hey, are you feeling this? Like, what's going on?" So I know
yeah.
that I'm like in sync or whatnot.
And that's, I think, what's so cool is like when people ask me, "How do you know? And is it like a wavelength or something?" And I tell them, "No, it's the universe talking to me and telling me in this moment, this person needs someone. And who am I to deny it?
Yep.
Why should I deny it?" Like, I feel like I won't lie. I've had moments where I won't intervene. I'll see something that's going on, but in some cases you can't intervene. But I will say my thought and like, I think this and that, but just know like if you need a friend, I'm here for you. I don't know you, but will gladly sit down and just hear you out. I will love to hear you just talk to me. That's all it is. I think that's all most people kind of want to is just someone to talk to and just listen. That's it. Not many people get it.
And
Oh, we got our Dubai baby in the house. Hey, I'm glad y'all.
Hello.
yeah,
I'm not streaming to Instagram, and I don't know if y'all can hear me, but y'all's are coming in like, Charlie Brown, whatever the dude go. So just so you know, the universe is playing tricks on me right now, and I'm here for it. I'm just gonna jump in with random thoughts, having maybe nothing to do with what you're saying because I have no idea what you're saying.
well, that's the beauty of the live stream. You always do, go through that kind of stuff because we rely on connection, devices, other things, and um,
Quiet.
maybe there's just too much of a interference going on.
Sorry.
It is all gravy, baby.
Well,
Um,
the thing, my thing is, someone got me a Dunkin', so it just got dropped off. I'm sorry. I had to go grab
why
that.
are you sorry, girl? Me and Yanko very much go with the flow of life.
That's
Oh no,
right.
I know. It's just I was
Yeah.
moving around. I'm like, oh god, wait, my thing's here.
Yay!
No,
Listen, I
that's
enjoy that Dunkin' Donuts. So funny because I was sitting here thinking, to Yanko's point, it's so nice outside. I'm going to go for a walk later and treat myself to lunch. And hey, I might even pick up this really hot guy named Nana on the way and see if I can get him to go to lunch with me.
I love that so much from you. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm such a gullible person. So, like, I admire your relationship with Nana because it is just, I could feel the love from my screen. And I just like, y'all are just so amazing. The energy you produce and give is just so beautiful. And I can't explain it in words.
Oh, well, this is yes, like, so everybody knows I keep it 100. So 2 days ago, Nana and I were in bed, and I said to him, I was like, listen, I need your presence. Like, because I hadn't seen him for like a month or two, really. We've seen each other, but not, it's been with family and stuff. And that is why we have a beautiful love because I keep it 100 with him all the time, and he keeps it with 100 with me. Like, we're honest with our needs, we're honest with um, what feels right for our individual self. We take care of ourselves outside of each other. And in doing that, we are able to really, really create a love that is without expectation. Actually, yesterday I saw something on social that I loved, and it says love has no expectation
Yep.
but presence. And presence is meaning I don't need Nana to be anybody but who he is. If he's having a bad day, good day, messy, happy, same with me. But being in that space is for me anyway be important to a relationship in this human experience. And that's what we have, and we foster it. Like yesterday, I had two appointments in the morning. Those amazing people were like, yeah, yeah. So me and Nana played hooky, and we spent time cuddling, and we went and had breakfast, and we did the nookie nookie because Kerri likes the nookie nookie, and it was an amazing time. And then it we foster our relationship with what feels good for us, and I think that's super important. It doesn't have to make sense for anybody else, but you do have to foster and work on it. It is work, and I don't care what anybody says, no matter what. Relationships take effort, and every single day, me and Nana wake up and we make a conscious choice to choose each other. And we may not in the future. I'd like to believe we will, but I go with the flow. And so I trust that wherever we're meant to be, we'll be aligned in unconditional love with each other, for each other, and in the greatest good for everybody. So, but I do want to shout out the kind words. Um, Thank you so much for speaking so highly of me. You guys all have beautiful hearts too over there, and I'll be back in December, and just know I'll be giving each one of you a hug. So thank you for supporting Yanko's and my show, Nana's show, UA, and keep being amazing because you attract what you are. So you could only be here if you extended the same energy and awesomeness that we do.
Yay.
Yeah,
Yay!
some people have issues with that. They say, "So you manifested me to be with you," and I'm like, "Yes." So we had a conversation. So we agreed to be together. Yes.
Well, you know
That
what's
is a
funny?
vibe right now.
I want to share a funny story because I was thinking that. So going back home from Dubai, I literally I don't know, Kerri, you should do me someday. I don't know what that means, so you need to clarify. Um, but I will say, coming back from Dubai, as I was entering the plane, I literally blessed the plane, got on it, and then it had technical difficulties, and we had to exit the plane and get on another plane. So I'm sitting watching everybody as we waited 3 hours for our next plane. And I'm like, wow. And I looked at my sister and I was like, wow, we all manifested this. And she's like, huh? I'm like, I don't know what it was we were thinking, but we are all having this experience because we created it. And I just thought it was hilarious because otherwise we wouldn't have had it. And interestingly enough, prior to getting on the first plane, I was behind somebody, a son and father, and the father looked at the son and was like, see, I told you, flying is just a bunch of hassle or whatever. And I laughed because I was like, you created hassle for yourself, buddy.
Yeah. So you're the guy who did it.
Yup, I was laughing so hard. I was
Oh
like,
my
you put
god.
that up there, bro.
Oh, so you're the party pooper, huh?
Yep.
Yo,
uh,
dude, see, someone who can make a giggle out of something though, anyone that has humor or just a good, like, just a smile on their face, I give them so much respect and credit because there's some people who can be down in the dumps. And no offense, I've met some people who can, sometimes their energy is really low. And it is a lot. Even I can say, as someone who takes in energy very often, I tend to walk away because I know that that's not the energy I want to be around. I want to be supportive, but I know I have to do what's best for myself. So I'll be that nutball to do some humor to make light of the situation because I don't know. I've met a lot of different people in the cosplay community and in general in a community as well. And yeah, there's so much different energies left and right. And it's hard to take in everyone's energy sometimes. Like,
Well, that's why the practices are super important. And I'll tell you, Yue, I'm actually putting together I don't know, a description of the show because Nana and I are looking to do a panel at Kineticon on the Bright Side Chronicles. The bright side of mental health is what Nana called it. And I'm like, oh my God, you and your wordplay. I love you. Um, but you're right.
Wow, this is so
It is
good.
so
I love
good,
it.
right? He's good with that. But what I would say is not it's really important in any situation that you are aware of your energy and the energy around you and you decide what it is you want to experience and not. And I'm just letting people know I kept it real. I cut my mother completely off this week because this year I decided that the word of my this word for this year is jubilation. It's got to feel joy filled. And I'm a very loving person. I come from love. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm still gonna, talk to my mom. It felt like shit. It felt horrible. The energies did not match. And so I'm like, it's not because I don't love my mother. I love her immensely. But we just come from different perspectives. And so it's like trying to fit a round hole in a square peg or whatever. It didn't work. And so I thought to myself, if my word is jubilation and this doesn't feel good, I'm gonna cut the cord. And I did. And I'm not like, I feel great about it. And that's what people don't realize is lower vibrations. Yes. Yanko always says, if you're peaceful and somebody's frantic, they're feeling your peace. Well, that's great.
I was gonna say, I
That's
was just gonna
great.
say
But
that.
I, because I co-create with creation, get to decide what feels good in my creation, and my creation yummy, delightful, fun, outrageous, spectacular, whatever. You know what I mean? Skipping out on appointments to hang out with Nana. Like, if it feels good, I'm doing it. If it doesn't feel good, I'm like, and it doesn't make other people wrong. If people have perspectives that are different than me, they get to keep them. I'm not here to make anybody wrong. And I made that very clear to my mother and
Yeah.
other people. I'm not here to change your mind. Co-create my reality with creation. And since I know that, I'm creating one that is just wild and absolutely joy-filled, with love and laughter. And to your point, UA, things happen, but me and not a man, the craziest things happen to us, and we just sit there and laugh. We like, oh shit, that happened. And we just make fun of it because it's not like it's for us, it's not that serious.
Yeah, and I honestly have the
I
same mindset as you. Like, okay, so being in the cosplay community, it is fun. Don't get me wrong, it's great. But there, there are some people that can sometimes get or take something out of hand, and it can be the smallest thing. Like, okay, so a good example. It's gonna sound ridiculous, but say if someone's wearing the same cosplay as the person, right? Sadly, there are people who get offended, and then there's the other person who's just sitting there like, your cosplay looks great. Like, in those moments, I always try my best to even tell Beans, and hello there, child. Sorry. I always tell everyone, like, guys, instead of just thinking like that and having that mindset, be that person that pointed saying, I love your cosplay. Don't be that person to say it. Why are they say wearing the same thing as me? It does exist. And listen, every time I see someone, they do like the Spider-Man pose now. Some people like they're in the same cosplays. Thank you. That is amazing. Yes, like just thank you. That's what I want to see more of. I want to see unity. I don't want to see separation. I want to see people having fun and enjoying everything to the fullest. And I love when people now have that mindset because, you know, everybody's different and that's completely fine. Who are you to be judging somebody for who they are at the end of the day? In the cosplay community, sadly, there are
Oh, we lost UA.
She'll come back. The internet has a funky way of doing things today.
I'm a wild dog. If you only knew, buddy. I'ma just say, you don't even know the half of it.
If you only
Catch
knew.
me in a real life scenario. And actually, I loved so Nana's friend Pikachu. who I met a couple of times, watches our show. And yesterday, um, they were talking about going to a hockey game, and the hockey team's name is Railers. And Pikachu knows me, and Pika was like, "I'm surprised Kerri didn't make a comment." And I'm like, "Ah, I didn't even catch that one." Anyway, you wait. Now you're popping out. I love it. Like we're just being in and out, going with the flow.
Oh yeah.
But we have 8 minutes left. So I do want to get back to you and your community and how you are showing up in service to yourself to create unity within the cosplay. What you had said prior to jumping out is that you really want to see people fostering unity and um connection. And I believe, and I know Nana believes this, I believe Yanko believes this too. I've known him for quite some time now. Is we do that through embodying it. Like if we're connected, if we're unified within ourselves, actually create that experience for other people. And that's where our superpower lies. And that's the greatest gift I give to myself is I honestly look at everything within me so that I can experience it externally. So, what is it that you do to embody and foster that unity within all areas of your life, whether it's within the workspace, your community, or fashion, or your being community?
Oh, that's tricky. That's really tricky. Um, for me, it's gonna sound crazy, but I like affirmations. I
That's not
love
crazy.
I love a daily. I have this app called Mantra, and I get daily affirmations every day from it. And it was like the best thing I ever downloaded on my phone, and I've had it for like 4 years now. And that helps me motivate myself every day because it's the things that it tells me. Like today when I woke up, funny enough, I was actually working on my homework from you, and I actually read my affirmation, which was similar to what you gave me for homework. So the first part of it, I wrote it down real quick. Actually, funny enough, was you asked me find reasons to love myself, and I got an affirmation today from there telling me I am beautiful, I am love, I am worthy, I am enough.
Mm.
And in that moment, I was thinking to myself, like I had to find a reason to love myself. I found one reason to love myself so far, and I will gladly say that I love that I am built the way I am. Like I know I'm a tiny person, and that's okay. I'm so insecure with my height because I'm so short. So like when I said, you know what, I'm short and that's okay. I'm tall in my own way. So I feel like now it's very refreshing to accept like this is how I am and I love this part of me so far. And I'm still discovering to love myself. I will not lie, I'm struggling a bit, but I'm working on it. I am.
Well, can I, since you opened the door, may I just, okay. For the listening audience, this is a great example of one vulnerability. So shout out to you, UA, because if you're gonna love yourself for keeping it 100, because that to me is your superpower. Authenticity is the highest vibration, and it isn't, oh, I'm showing up as UA Rider in this badass costume or whatever. It's me being all facets of the human experience. So really honored. But for the listening audience, this is the thing is we look at social media content, we look at all of these people and just assume that people have all their stuff together. The reality is no,
They
everybody is
don't.
having a human
No.
experience. All of us, Yanko and I, always. We talk to each other. We're like, every time we think we
Yes.
figure something out, we're like, what the fuck? I have boom, smack it right
Yes.
up the head.
Yes.
So reality is seek people who are honest about the fact that they're always doing the work, because it's always work. Even within me, I'm always honest about my relationship with Nana and being vulnerable about my needs being met, because yes, me and Nana have a polarizing magnetic powerful relationship. But I don't want anybody to get it twisted. It's work. We got to do stuff. And I share that, and so for the listening audience, you know, I beg of you, don't compare yourself to what you see on social media or in the news or in the televisions and make an assumption that somebody has a better life than you or has it figured out. I work with very affluent people who struggle just as much as people who have no money. Because if you're not working on your internal narrative, then you do actually, to some degree, that's just reality. And then secondly, nothing is silly. And this is what I want to say to the listening audience. You get to do what feels good for you. UA has found affirmations. I'm going to tell you right now, I shared earlier, I had a moment at the gym. You know what helped me with my last set? I cancel out the past. I am created by creation. I co-create with creation. I'm limitless, boundless, and free. I say that all the time. So again, there's no right or wrong to figure out what feels good for you. But I do encourage you guys, find out what feels good for you and do it. And it doesn't matter if it's silly to anybody else. You don't have to justify anything to anybody. But you do owe it to yourself to find what feels good for you and it. So that's my soapbox. I'll hand it over to Yanko to close us out with a thank you for being here. We love you all,
Uh,
listening audience, and appreciate you.
I was gonna say you're only on to yourself. You're not gonna click with everybody 100%. And social media and all that in TV. That's why it's called program. It's programming you. It's a program. So you watch the program and you take it as is and you project it in your mind and becomes a reality. That's what hypnosis is about. You're
Yeah.
constantly hypnotizing yourself. So, find a different way. That's why I like to connect with nature. I like to It's real. Nature is there. You can get fascinated about anything, like little bugs, flowers, melting snow, whatever. Just ground yourself. Get there. That'll get you going. So that's all I gotta say. And thank you guys for sharing time, space, and vibration with us today. So yeah.
UA, you are welcome to join us anytime. We are honored and privileged to have been able to experience the gift of you with all of us in the listening audience. And yeah, to the listening audience, Bonnie, um, to my amazing friends out in the Abu Dhabi, to the person who says I'm a wild dog because you ain't wrong. I'm just saying, thank you guys. We appreciate you.
There you go. We'll see you next time.